The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line.
Ready up.
51, 951. I'm coming. I'm coming.
Topper.
Fire.
On 1st and 10, Herbert. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down. You know, last week I remember asking you, what would an offensive coordinator be looking for week 2 of the preseason? Now we're in week 3. Defensive coordinator-wise, what's he looking at?
For the most part in preseason, you're playing pretty basic stuff, pretty vanilla defenses. You're looking for guys that play with abandon, that just go out and make plays and kind of let their athletic ability take over in order for you to notice them.
That one, a gain of 20 and a 1st down.
Let's go now. 18 Gator.
Watch the curve. Check 37.
Get it.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Joseph. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 17 yards for the Chargers there as they've got themselves a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 36.
Now. Hey, Delta.
From the gun, Herbert. It's complete to Williams. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
You better be ready. Don't be scared of it. 49.
Yes. Leo. Hey, exit.
Watch the ship. Let's go.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Herbert. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, 3rd down. That pass just a little bit off. It looked like maybe he tried to force it in there.
Game speed, always different, no matter what you do in practice. Can't simulate it, right? So your decision-making, everything has to be a little bit quicker. Sometimes it can throw you off until you adjust.
No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. So they'll likely get a few more drives before we see the 2nd team. But a good start for the 1st unit with 3 points.
Yeah, good start. And now they want to see them build on it because you're exactly right. They'll get a few more drives at this stage of the preseason. Can they continue to evolve and add to what we just saw in the 1st drive?
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Credit the sack to Joey Bosa.
It may be cliche, but it is something that holds up over time, doesn't it? If you're the visitors, you don't want to let the crowd in the game early.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they did there. But you said also this defense, they're going to give them a lot of looks like we just saw there, aren't they?
They certainly are. They're a proud unit, and they're going to ride the momentum of this crowd with them, and that's why they got after them early.
Check out read. Watch twist. Check 4.
covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down. Play action now. Cousins. And that is incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So out of bounds on the punt, and the spot will be, the side judge says, right at the 35-yard line here. The Charger drive about to get going. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. On first down, it's Joseph. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on 2nd down.
On 2nd down, it's Joseph. And he coughed it up.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. They'll run on first down. Joseph. The tackle goes to Harrison Smith.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
On 2nd down, Eckler. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on first down.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Get that ball. Get that ball. 54's Mike. 54's Mike. Check.
Shoot.
Off play action. Herbert. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. A big play there. 45 yards. For the Chargers, they're able to widen their lead. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And the lead grows to 10-0. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically, what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
Dancing to his left. It's caught. Smith. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
Check back. Watch the safety creep. First.
On first down, Bass. And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49. From just shy of midfield, Cousins. And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. Melvin Ingram dropping the hammer off the edge. Ten 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports.
Gun.
42, Mike 42. I hope you brought your rest because I'm about to take you to school. Mike's 42. Mike.
They go play action. Cousins trying to lay one up deep. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
That's fielded at the 8-yard line.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going, and they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 23-yard line.
Come on, set. 10 Lobo.
They're not ready for this, man. They're not ready.
80 weapon. They go.
Out of the gun, Eckler running it. And an alley to run. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Charger first.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Hey!
Bang, 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 bang.
Get it.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Joseph. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Tackle made that time by Anthony Barr. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Back, back, back. Check 43. Undercrush, undercrush, undercrush.
Looking to throw. Herbert going deep here for Allen. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. These offensive starters still out there in the 2nd quarter. You would think the plan's for them to at least play into the 3rd quarter, if not all the way through it.
Yeah, it might go by feel. If they have a really good first drive to start the 3rd quarter, they might pull them after that. If not, might leave them out there a little bit longer, but I'll guarantee this, they'll be gone by the start of the 4th quarter.
Back to throw. Herbert. And the throw there going to be incomplete. More problems here on 3rd down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on 3rd down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
This is taken at the 15. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Cousins gives way to Cook. Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. The 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, people say bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
Now Cousins. That's complete. It's Charles. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first. First down, here's the run with Cook. He fights forward for a couple with a penalty flag down. And the linemen, they're already walking back. They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. From the gun, here's Cousins. That's to Cook out of the backfield. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. He felt the pressure coming there. That was a good job of just making something out of nothing, so to speak.
Yeah, took the hit and still made the play. You know, when we talk about runners, all right, and on running plays, runs after contact, we call that getting dirty yards, tough, gritty ones. To me, that's like the version of a dirty pass. He knows he's going to get smacked, yet still delivers the football and picks up good yardage.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Cousins. He's going to loft one deep. This is intercepted. Derwin James with a pick. And he will take this across midfield and down to the 48-yard line.
Oh, man, Brandon, not a real good throw that time. It looked like he tried to put a little too much air under this one, and it turned into a floater. And defensively, this is a dream. He could have fair caught that one. That was way too easy.
You're out. Hey, Sam off. Hey, Orbit. Snap.
On 1st down, Herbert. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. Uncorks one for Davis. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. The turnover put him in great field position. They don't want to squander it with 3rd down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
He got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some.
This is caught inside the 15. And they move this all the way down to the 9.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. The big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
Yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
Looking to throw. Herbert, complete. Hunter Henry with a grab. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. A 9-yard touchdown grab. For the Chargers, they're able to widen their lead. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that makes our score 17-0. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the 2nd quarter, but you're down.
Don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done. And now nothing but green ahead of him. He's at the 30. And he is finally out of bounds, but he gets all the way down right around the 20. It's a big one there for the Vikings. 57 yards. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. Throwing is Cousins. And he returns it here to his own 18-yard line. Johnson, the intended target.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
They'll start on the ground with Kelly. And he'll lose yardage here. Back to the 15. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the 1st down run goes backwards. They'll try the left side. It's Joseph. And, he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down. And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. They'll try the left side. Joseph. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Here's a 2nd and 7. Got his man. It's Williams. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
Well, you don't have to be a genius to watch this game and figure out they've had plenty of success moving the football here in the first half. We've seen exhibits A, B, C, and right on down the line, haven't we?
Yeah, we just saw exhibit Z right there. It's caught by Davis. 14 yards is the pickup there, and a Charger first down.
But that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw to the goal line, but it's incomplete. Keenan Allen, the intended receiver, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock Dalvin away and bring us.
And he loses the football a 2nd time. And the Vikings pick up the football. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
You know, if this is the regular season, partner, we'd be talking about just how costly a mistake that was, but probably good for him to get it out of his system right now.
Just hope for him and the team it's not a sign of things to come.
Yeah, without a doubt. Plus, you got to worry about making the team. Those types of errors don't help you.
Line out! 24! Gun!
Cousins now after the fumble recovery. He's going to float this over the middle deep, and that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
And attempted a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage. Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. Well, interceptions have been a problem in this one. If he could have gotten his feet down here, it would have been another.
Would have been a huge one. They've had a great game taking the ball away. Thought they had another one, just unable to get those cleats in bounds.
Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on 3rd down. Working out of the gun, Cousins. And he's going to go down in the end zone. Cousins taken down for the safety. And you know, the man who sat in my chair the last few years, he has a theory. These plays, these safeties, they're so rare. Maybe they should be worth more than 2, maybe 4 points.
I think he's got a great point. I really do, Brandon. But I would go ahead and up it to 6. I'm a former defender. Oh. To me, that's like scoring a touchdown.
Easy now. I'll go 4. I don't know about 6.
Come on. Come up to 6.
A lot of points. The Charger drive about to get going. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops. And if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
Back to throw. Herbert. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining. Mike Williams, the intended target, but it'll be 2nd down. Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10.
Box truck.
Ready?
Throwing again. Herbert. Allen's got it complete. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. A gain there of 12 yards and a first down L.A. This quarterback now just 8 of 16 thus far, 50%, but it's 1st and 10.
Pilot, 64, weak.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see.
Hey, Sue. Give me some.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock. He was looking for Mike Williams that time. And it's 3rd down.
And 9 yards to go.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. The final shot before break. Herbert, he's going to sling this deep downfield. That's going to be caught. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. Badgley on for the extra point. And that will bump the lead up to 26. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, our starters likely to be out there for the 3rd quarter as we get back underway in this 2nd half. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
Check 3, check 3, check 3.
Black.
Now Cousins. Setting up the screen for Cook. Cook with a first down and much more. As he'll get this one up to the 44-yard line. He'll get 15 and a Vikings first down.
You got nothing.
On first down, it's Cook. And he's going to get across midfield and into Charger territory. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
From just shy of midfield, Cousins. He gets this one to Johnson. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down.
4 down. Check.
They'll run it. Here's Cook. And Cook was fighting for it, but I don't think he got there. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a 4th down. Still just the 3rd quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th. Here's Cousins. And my goodness, this is incomplete. The Vikings unable to convert here on 4th. And the Charger defense stands tall, and they get the football back.
Ready, set.
The Charger drive about to get going. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
They'll run on first down. It's Joseph. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
Check. Crunch.
Get it.
Operating from the gun. Herbert. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Quarterbacking 101. Never force the ball into double coverage, especially not this close to the goal line. The windows are so tight, you just don't want to force it in there because it could be tipped up and picked off.
On third down, Herbert. To the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on third down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a fourth down decision.
Badgley able to knock this one through, and that will push the lead up from 26, and it grows up to 29. So unable to convert for the touchdown inside the red zone, but they do come away with 3.
Yeah, it's a 32-yarder. That's essentially an extra point nowadays, right? Because it's 33 as a general rule for these guys. So it should be a simple kick. But you know what's really strange nowadays? When they miss an extra point, I think they carry that with them longer than missing a field goal because an extra point's supposed to be automatic.
Absolutely, and I would think even field goals inside of 30 yards, even though they're substantially shorter than a PAT, it just has a different feel, doesn't it?
A different feel, a different vibe. That's what I get from all the kickers I talk to. They always say if I miss an extra point, that's the one that bothers me more.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up third down. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Bass. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. As we surmise, Charles, most of the starting units still out there for this third quarter. First time this preseason that they played into the second half.
And that's by design. Most of the time by this point of the preseason, you want them to go into the half, cool down, and then come back out and warm up to start the third quarter like you.
And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. Desmond King picks it. And he will take this across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. Johnson was the intended receiver. Not the best of plays there as a quarterback. You're right-handed, rolling left, trying to throw it that far downfield.
I remember a coach of mine saying, son, that's the equivalent of trying to get the car keys out of your pocket with your opposite hand while you're trying to run. You just can't do it.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete.
This defense could use some more of these types of plays. How about him reading it, driving on the football, and he's right there for the pass breakup.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Look at me, zipper.
You think you gonna get this? Say. Check 20.
Now.
They'll run it now out of the gun. It's a gain of 11 and a first down L.A. The CD a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but, man, his first step is so quick, too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast the linebackers don't have a chance to react.
And, oh, my goodness, he loses it again. I'll call it luck or skill, whatever the case is. They're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our ball. I mean, they don't care if it was luck or skill. Boy, the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground, whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long as you retain possession, that's all you're looking for.
Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down.
A loss of 13 yards. Brings up third down.
Check Mike 54. Mike 54.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we played 3 quarters. We'll return with more preseason football on EA Sports. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. They'll drop the throw. He is going to find Hill here. And he is down deep into Minnesota territory. A big gain of 38 there on 3rd down. Boy, another big play late here for an offense, Charles. It certainly has had its fair share of big plays.
Coverage has been a problem all game long, and I would say that going along with that has been confidence. Because even if they had the right coverage, they've still dented them, and now it's been a real issue for them during this game.
Add this game to the last one, and they moved the ball over 50 yards in 2 plays.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
And he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here, back to the 2. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down. Back at the 2 now, here's second and goal. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Joseph, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Chargers. Taking it in from 2 yards out as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that will extend this big lead. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. This fielded at the 2. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it? Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Joey Bosa in there to get him yet again. That is his 3rd sack tonight. They can't figure him out. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. Now Cook, and he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have...
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
And he puts a little something extra into this one, by far his best of the night. Davis now to return it. Now a hit and a loose football. And he'll get it all the way down inside the 35-yard line.
And that's what friends are for.
Right. As the returner, you know who you're buying dinner for later.
Oh, without a doubt, because he just took care of you and your team in a big way. You know, you turn it over there, that's a big momentum changer and put your defense in a bad spot.
And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down. Second and 10 from the 33-yard line.
Hey, we got to get to the ball, team. We got to go.
To throw again. Stanley, nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Kill.
Shoot. Hey, echo. Get it.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Stanley. Looking left side, and it's complete. Touchdown, Vikings. As his guys are in for 6. And the Vikings are able to at least knock this deficit down a bit. Extra point up and good by Bailey as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
At their own 25-yard line.
Set,
The Charger drive about to get going. We've got a lopsided game here. I don't know, Charles, what does the handbook say that we discuss when we've got a game like this in the fourth quarter?
Hold on a second. Let me thumb to the proper page on that. Know what it says?
What?
Let's discuss how we got here. This is a dominant performance, where they took control of this game, how they've managed to keep control of this game, and then we go ahead and think about how we're going to leave here and get to the airport. In a lopsided blowout, the roads are usually open.
2nd and 10, it's Taylor again. And his throw's going to be incomplete. The intended receiver was Trevor Davis, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
All right, that one fell incomplete there, but the best quarterbacks, they'll miss on 40% of their throws, somewhere in that neighborhood, similar to a great hitter in baseball who's going to fail 7 out of 10 times and still have a great year. In this case, you want perfection, but way better that it hits the ground instead of going to an opposite color jersey.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well. 4th quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. From the gun, Stanley. Buying time to his left. Now he'll turn and throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Casey Hayward. And he'll take this across midfield and inside the 45. Well, they set themselves behind the chains, tried to get it all back in one play, and it backfired.
Didn't it feel like a pitcher working his way into a 3-0 count, right? You're behind. What do your coaches always tell you? Get it back one pitch at a time. In this case, they tried to get it back right away, and it didn't work out.
5, now.
And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. Uncorks one for Davis. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. Now they get a 4th quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. Joey Bosa in there to get him again. That is sack number 6, one off the NFL record of 7. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. Looking to throw. Stanley. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. And able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to 3rd down. They'll try to get it on the ground with Madison. And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out.
Brandon, you're a big lover of music. How about what you just saw there? This is what I call playing the piano for a defensive lineman. The ability to move laterally up and down the line of scrimmage. How about the way he just flowed and got to the outside part of the field and made that play?
This quarterback now 3 out of 5 since taking over as he's given his guys a 1st down.
42's the mark, 42's the mark. Push him back. Push him back.
Shift. Watch the shift. Big Ed.
Shoot. Operating from the gun. Stanley. And that that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. From the gun, Stanley. And that will be incomplete. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
Go.
Start Mike 42, Mike 42.
Yeah, let's get a sack lunch.
Get it.
On 4th down, Stanley. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. Joey Bosa. And boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone.
Let's go. Hey, Lobo. Hey, let's get in there. Let's go. Drive on.
That one looks like he'll throw here. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. So another score there. And often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
So they are looking strong here in the 4th quarter. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. This fielded at the 2. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
Ready.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
On the carry, it's Cook. He's got the first down and more past midfield. And he takes it across the 50 to the 46-yard line. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this 4th quarter.
Yes.
Mike's 4-2. Mike's
Now.
Throwing on first down. Stanley. Open here, Adam Thielen. A gain of 6 there on first. That's just his 2nd catch of the game. They wanted to keep him silent. They have kept him silent.
Defensive football 101. Don't let the best player on offense beat you. Take him out of the game. They've done a great job of doing that.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down.
Bravo. Yo, go.
42's the Mike. He don't know.
Hey, Sam off. Ready.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So the game will continue for at least one more play.
Cannot finish a game on a defensive penalty. That's why they get one more untimed attempt.
So now following the big play, they've got a 1st and goal all the way down at the 10.
42's the mic, boys. 42. 42's the mic. I'm scared. Mike 42. Mike 42. Hey, here we go. Let's go. Mike 42. Mike 42.
Let's go. Hey, exit.
42. Mike's 42.
Back to throw. Stanley. And that will be incomplete. They were going for a consolation TD, but it was not to be. And time has run out now on this game. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter @EA Madden NFL. Good night, everybody.